everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today we will be talking about something very important, and that is the power of investing in you. Yes, in society we can talk about investing in houses and businesses and even crypto, but how much more investing in you? So, because when you develop you, your skills, your mindset, your discipline, everything else follows, and your income as well. And when you embrace new opportunities like this, the Bible even reminds us in Proverbs chapter 14 verse 23 that all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk only leads to poverty. And that verse is so hard-hitting because the truth is effort actually does compound. What you do with your time today will show up for results tomorrow. And I want to really hone in on the power of investing in yourself, okay? So, can I be real with you all? We all get the same 24 hours in the day, correct? I'm hearing you say, yes, we do. But the difference between where you are and where you want to be often comes down to how you use those 24 hours in your day. Instead of spending 5 hours scrolling mindlessly on Instagram, imagine using those 5 hours to learn a new skill, for example, on free apps like YouTube. Instead of spending 2 hours scrolling mindlessly on TikTok, imagine if you spend those 2 hours reading a book or taking a free course online that could actually move you closer to your goals. Now, there's nothing wrong about using social media, but it's just all about how you manage your time. And it's not about being perfect either, but rather about being intentional. Because investing in yourself is so priceless. Every time you learn something new or develop a skill or read a book or take a course, you are increasing your value. You are expanding what you can offer to the world, which is amazing. And the more value you can bring to people, the more value tends to come back to you. It's a win-win situation. And whether that's in the form of a higher income or confidence or more opportunities, it's a win-win situation for yourself and all parties involved. And for myself, just on a personal level, a few years ago, I worked as a receptionist. After I graduated in law at university, I realized that life did not go as I planned. And I found myself working in different roles, and one of the roles was working as a receptionist. And there's nothing wrong with being a receptionist. Every building needs a receptionist. But deep down, I felt that there was something more I could give. I felt that that wasn't where I was supposed to be and stay. And I wanted more of a challenge. I wanted to grow. I wanted to use my creativity and drive. And honestly, I also wanted to earn more money too, which is nothing wrong with that as well. And I remember working in these beautiful, fancy corporate buildings, and I would sit at the front desk and greet people as they walked in. And every day I would watch people in suits and lovely dresses walk through the doors, and I would think to myself, one day I want to walk through those doors too. And at first I didn't really believe I could. I thought maybe I wasn't that qualified, or maybe it's just not for me. But then something shifted and I made a decision, and I said to myself, if I want my life to change, I have to change something in my life. And so I started praying to God and asking for direction, which you should definitely do. I highly recommend. And I was like, God, show me what is next. Show me where to start, because I had no idea. And over time, it became very clear that I wanted a career that gave me flexibility, something where I could work from home, and a career where I could also grow, potentially start my own business, and also in the long term, being a work from home mum. And this vision really motivated me. And after doing some research, I realized that the data industry was a really great industry for me to really dabble into. And I told myself, I don't know anything about data, but I am going to find out and I'm going to learn. And so what I did was I began to go on YouTube, and I started teaching myself how to code and how to use Excel and the basics of data analysis. And at first it was very confusing. It was very confusing, but I persevered and I chose to not give up because I knew my why and my vision was very strong. And I eventually taught myself how to code. I began going to coding classes and met lots of incredible people, and we were able to share different tips and encourage one another, and it was really great. And my confidence began to grow, and not just in coding and Excel, but rather in myself, because once you realize you can teach yourself something new, it's almost like the world opens up and you begin to think to yourself, if I can learn this, what else can I learn? And so that is a very, very incredible feeling. And I had a very breakthrough moment where I was able to really ultimately build my own website using CSS and HTML coding. And I began to apply for data roles, even though I didn't have any background in IT or any work experience in technology. Even though I didn't have those things, I had initiative and drive and determination and vision. And God, of course. And in my interviews, I would mention that, yes, I've not worked in these fields before, but I'm very passionate, and I know that if I'm given the opportunity, I will learn what I need to learn. And I remember one of my interviews so vividly, and the hiring manager, she looked at me and she said, "We usually do not hire people without an IT background, but I can see your drive and I want to give you a chance." And that one decision changed everything. And I'm so forever grateful for that amazing lady giving me a chance, because that opened the doors to so many other data roles that I was able to work in and gain experience in. And when you invest in yourself, you also begin to attract opportunities that you thought were once out of your reach. And honestly, that's what the Bible means when it says in Proverbs 14 verse 23, all hard work brings a profit. And sometimes that profit is in financial gains. Other times that profit is in your growth, in your confidence or discipline or wisdom, which are the things that money can't buy. And there is so much power in consistency. There is so much power in consistency, everyone. I want you to remember something, and that is consistency compounds. 5 minutes a day for a year is more powerful than 2 hours once in every blue moon. If you want to learn, for example, a language, spend 5 minutes a day, 5 minutes a week. If you want to code, spend 10 minutes a day, 10 minutes a week. If you want to write a book, write one paragraph or one sentence, one every morning or every week. Because small actions done consistently is what creates big results over time. And it's not about intensity either. It's about intentional consistency. And that applies to even your walk with God and in your faith as well. If you have faith, that applies to that too. Even reading 5 minutes a day of the Bible or praying for 5 minutes, it makes a very big difference to your faith ultimately. And you may not see results instantly, but over time, you will definitely see results, which is really beautiful. And I also want to hone in on the fact that you are worth the investment, okay? Let's talk about worth for a second. So many people say they don't want to study or take a course, or they don't want to go to university because they don't want to waste money or get into debt. But here's what I say. When you say you don't want to invest in your education because of the cost, sometimes what you're really saying is, I'm not worth it. But you are worth it. And if you are in a situation where you are broke, that's very different. But if you are in a situation where you can afford to do these things, go for it. Even if you are broke, find a way to still invest in yourself. You are worth the time, the effort, the energy, and yes, even the money. Because no education, no growth, no skill development is ever wasted. Even if you don't use that specific skill forever, what you do learn shapes who you become, and it builds character and confidence and resourcefulness as well. God created you with potential, but it's up to you to develop it. He gives us the seed, but we have to plant and water it. And there's an amazing scripture in Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10, and it says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might, okay? And that means whatever season you're in right now, give it your best. If you're looking for work, find ways to invest in yourself, find skills to develop, find new opportunities, find ways you can grow, you can be better. This applies if you are looking for a new job, if you want to get a better job. Always find ways where you can invest in yourself. And even for myself, I'm still learning. I'm so grateful to live the life I have, to have the career that I have. But I'm still learning because I have goals, and I take time out of my day, whether it's every week or every other week, to learn how to be more efficient. I love using AI tools to see how I can be more efficient, whether that's in my work or in my personal life. Because the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop moving forward. And when you invest in yourself, you're not just building skills, you're building value. You're becoming a better contributor to your team, your workplace, your family, and ultimately your own life as well. And one day you will look back and realize that every single minute you spent learning, every ounce of effort you invested was all worth it. Why? Because you didn't just grow your net worth. You ultimately grew you. And that is priceless. And that is something that no one can ever take away. And so in closing, if you take anything from this video, let it be this. Investing in yourself will always bring a return. You are the greatest asset you will ever own. So stop waiting for the right time. Start now. Start that business. Start learning how to make a business. Start learning now. Today is the day. 5 minutes today can change your tomorrow. And this even applies to myself. I need to actually take what I'm saying to myself as well, because there are things I put aside and I'm like, oh, but all hard work brings a profit. Your effort matters, your growth matter, and ultimately you matter as well. Okay, so you got this, we got this. Thank you so much for watching. And if you know anyone who struggles with finding worth in themselves or who does not see their worth in themselves, send this video to them to remind them that they need to invest in themselves because they are worth it too. So I'll see you all at the next video. Thank you and take care.